Well, good morning, good morning. It is Sunday, and I wasn't sure I was going to get on here because you know how much trouble I have. But I thought I'd make the old chili. We need chili. It's getting time for us to have chili. So I'm going to make an Instapot. We're going to try this old recipe, Firehouse recipe chili, and then we'll see how it does. But I'm going to take my Instapot and I'm going to set it on my stove, and I'm going to saute my stuff. I'm just going to put some olive oil or canola oil, it's olive, into that. We'll do that on medium heat. And I've got slaughterhouse meat. This is fajita meat that my stepbrother brought me. It was from down in Aldine, Texas. It was $13.23 for this slaughterhouse meat. So we'll open that. Let me drain it. Okay, I took my food processor and I chopped up that fajita meat so that it would be ground up enough for chili. Because that's good, expensive beef. I don't cook with a lot of beef, but since my brother gave it to me, I decided that I would use it because, you know, a lot of people don't have this good of beef, you know. So now I'm going to take my pot and I'm going to just put that meat, that now would be like hamburger meat, down into that pot. Let me clean my little deal off here. While I'm browning my meat, now this is a big recipe, 4 pounds of the ground beef, 90% lean. So we're not going to do that because Mother and I do not need that much chili. We'll never eat it. And I don't want to put it in the freezer. So I'm just going to brown that meat. I'm trying to cut my vegetables, not waste none of it. I'm going to cut red pepper, a portion of a jalapeno, probably only about that much of a portion, because I don't want it too hot. I'll probably do about that much pepper and 1 onion. I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm going to take that meat and put it in my strainer here. I'm going to have to saute my vegetables into this pot, so there's no sense in. I just don't want that to get too done, that meat. So we're just going to take that out like that and let it drain. Let that drain. Now I'm going to go ahead and add that juice back, and I'll keep my meat out. Now I'll add a little more olive oil. Get that up again on high. I'm going to add my peppers, all my peppers, onions, jalapeno, all that to my Instapot. Now I'm just going to let that. I'm going to post the saute down where they're pretty soft. You know, not too soft because we're going to go ahead and put this in the cooker. I just want to pre-do them because I do everything. You know how I pre-do everything. Okay, let me pull that off the fire for a minute. Let's see. See how the vegetables are browning down there. That's what you want. I want them tender. I'm going to take a key lime and I'm just going to, I just do this. I like to zest the lime with my vegetables. Gives it a different flavor and I like it. You'd think that little bitty bit wouldn't work with it. It does. So we can use that for let's just mix that around. Now we'll put our meat back into that pot. A little more juice. We'll just stir it around there. Now to that I'm going to add, let me get my measurements. Let's get our dolly measuring. I hope she's all right. I hear she's sick, and then I hear she's not sick, and her sister hadn't said nothing to me. All right, so let's put, let me get my tablespoon. I know you're there. Here it is, 1 tablespoon. We want a tablespoon of our chili powder. Now I use this as great value chili powder. Gotta get it open though. Okay, me getting things open nowadays is not trying to get these opened. You know, it's something. Now this says 3 tablespoons, so we'll do, since it's not a whole batch, we're going to do 1.5. But on the recipe is for 16 servings. Well, we're not going to have 16 servings. Where's the coriander? I need 2. I'm not going to do 2 tablespoons of coriander. I'm only going to do 1/2 of coriander. That's the coriander that we grew. Now that cumin, let's put 1/2 of cumin. Just 1/2 of cumin. And then we'll take a teaspoon of oregano, so we'll do 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. Okay. So that's your chili powders, your coriander, your cumin, your cloves of garlic. So I'm going to use garlic powder today. I've got regular, but I'm going to put 1/2 tablespoon of garlic. Now I'm just going to mix that around. Get that good mixed. Okay. Get those spices. I just mix them so they're just kind of heated. You see? Make sure that you got your meat and all that. Let's put Dolly up. Now then, I'm going to add to this. Let me put it on my stove just a minute. Warm that up. And I'm going to get one. Oh, let's see. I'm going to get some water out of my dispenser's hydrant. Let's see, I've got hot water over here. Let me rinse my cup out. Let me get a cup of hot water out of this dispenser. Okay. So now, we're going to put a cup of hot water into that so we can deglaze that pan and get that off of there. So that's what we have now. Alright, now to this I'm going to add the petite diced tomatoes. The no salt added is what I buy, the great value. Petite diced tomatoes, no salt added. I'm going to add those in there. Now I think on the big recipe that would be probably 3 cans. So we're just going to use, then I'm going to use the no salt added dark red kidney beans. You don't have to put them in yours if you don't want to. But I'm going to put those in ours. No salt added. So we're going to mix that around and let you see it. I'm still heating it. Now this will make a good thick chili. I'm looking to make sure that it doesn't need more tomatoes, more anything. Now I can cook it on the top of the stove. You can cook it in the Dutch oven. You can cook it however you want to. I think I'm going to add some more tomatoes. I'm going to add another can of tomatoes to that. Now if I was doing the whole recipe, like I told you, I'd need 3 cans of stewed tomatoes. Now I think this will be fine, and that'll be a good chili once that cooks down. So let's get us a teaspoon. We can't add a lot of salt, but we can add some salt because you don't want it so bland you don't want to eat it. Alright, I'd say for that whole pot I'm going to add a teaspoon. And then you guessed, or you can, we're going to add black pepper. Got to add black pepper. Gosh, you can't miss black pepper. We got to add some black pepper. Now see, that's already looking really, really nice for you. So now we'll turn the stove off, and we're going to put this in the Instant Pot and let it cook for a little bit. Probably only about 15-20 minutes. Okay, I got that put in. Now I'm going to do a jalapeno cornbread. I put about a half a cup all-purpose. I'm going to use a half cup of Swan's down. That's cake flour, I know, but that's what I'm using. Swan's down cake flour. Then I'm going to put a cup of cornmeal. Let's see. That's good. Just a minute. Thought I had it, but okay. Okay. Now, cup of yellow cornmeal. Okay, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of my baking powder. I use the aluminum-free Geffen baking powder. Then I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of my Arm & Hammer baking soda. And I'm going to mix that real good. If you don't mix it real good, you know that it would be bitter. I told y'all that before. You get those bitter flakes in there. Let's get some of this mess cleaned off. Pull this over just a hair. There, see, Big Jean, she's always missing something. He's always missing something. Okay, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of my olive oil. You can use canola oil. You can use olive oil. Whichever, whatever that you want to use. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of honey, home honey. I like that fresh honey. Well, for homegrown at least. It's not fresh. Then I'm going to put a tablespoon of mayonnaise into that. I'm going to put about 1/4 a cup of egg substitute into that. So you don't have to have eggs in this one. I'm going to kind of mix that around. Get that kind of mixed around there. Now I'm going to add I diced my jalapenos, I diced my red peppers. They go in here. You can omit anything you don't like or add to it. You could add, let's see if I've got my, I'm looking for, I'm going to, okay, I got that, got my peppers. I'm going to mix those down around, just kind of into that. You can add fresh or frozen corn into this. It's a very forgiving recipe. Now we'll get our buttermilk. I just use a Great Value buttermilk. Try to get the thing open. And I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to put some cheese in this too. See if I've got, let's see, I've got 3 tablespoons. I'm going to use the extra sharp cheddar cheese. Great Value. Just that extra sharp. I'm just going to douse some in there. Pretty good. I'm going to mix that around. Now let's put our cup of buttermilk in there. It's a little more in a cup, but just a hair more. It'll be alright though. Now, mix this around. told you, Grandmother always said add hot water, which I'm going to, because it's good, but it's too condensed. It's just too condensed for me to not rinse my cup out so I can get some hot water out of the dispenser. I'm just going to add a half cup of water. You just have to do this on your own. See if that just thickens, takes that thickness so you can get it in your pan. And plus that water in these skillets, because I'm going to cook it in the iron skillet, it just makes that corn and stuff steam in there. That water just kind of, it's not such a dry, because you know if your cornbread's too dry, you can't. Let me get me a skillet off the wall. If your cornbread is, I'll put some oil in my pan. I got too much oil in my pan. Might have. Let me get up on the sides of my skillet. So I like it right around the edge of that pan. I'll just pour that into my, mix it. Go ahead and mix that in. I gotta put some salt in there too. I forgot. Need about a teaspoon of salt. Get that mixed around. See now how that's coming together better. And it's not so dry, but it's not too wet either. I'm going to cook this. I'm going to put this in my pan. That makes a hefty recipe. We don't waste none, do we? Pull that out. Get that. Okay, I'm going to put that in my oven at 425, probably 25 minutes, and I'll be back. Well, I got everything kind of cleaned up, and I'm going to steep this tea. I think maybe one will be enough. I use that red diamond tea. I don't know if y'all can get that everywhere, but it's good. Good tea. Yeah. Keep that down in that hot water that I put in there. I'll set that back. We'll have a glass of tea for that lunch. Okay, I heard the cornbread go off, so let me check that. Our tea's is steep in there. Let me get that pulled out of the oven and see. I think it's done. I think it's done. Let's set it down here on the counter. Close my oven up. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is going to be fine. Okay, the chili in this pot is done. I'm letting the steam off. And then we'll open it up and check and see what it looks like. Okay, let me open this up. We get our chili out. Put my spoon in there and see what it does. Looks really good. That looks real good, y'all. Let it cool down and that'll thicken up, see. It's so hot right now. That's a good chili. Let me get a bowl. Let me get a white bowl and then y'all can see it. Y'all can see the chili. There you go. That's some chili. Might as well take out a little more because we gotta let it cool and just slide that over there. Now that cornbread's cooling. It's not quite cool. Okay, I'm getting a piece of cornbread out. So there's the cornbread. There's the chili. Of course, we gotta have butter on that cornbread. Might have got a little too brown, but it'll be fine. That'll be fine. I should let it cool a little more, but I didn't. Let me get a case knife. Get a case knife. Get us some butter out of our butter deal. Then we'll know. Let's see. Then we'll know how tasty it is. I'll taste it. Oh, it's good. That's a good one. Now I wish y'all was here. I really do. Because this is good. Good cornbread, good chili. Let's take a little bite of the chili. Don't want to burn them now. Oh, that's some good chili, y'all. Yep, it's good. Cornbread's good. Chili's good. My gosh. Jalapeno cornbread is nothing like it. Okay. That's what Mother and I are going to have for this Sunday lunch. And I do wish y'all was here. Cornbread will cut them off. And I'll cut that. I'll get her a little piece. And the pan is still hot as fire. And then that's what I give her. Okay. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. Wish everybody had a pan of chili, a bowl of chili, and a glass of iced tea. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.